The minibus of the Council for the Jewish Elderly services the Rogers Park community Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day, and in the afternoon on Sundays. We transport the elderly individuals and groups to service centers of the Jewish Federation agencies, to doctors, medical offices, clinics. We make shopping trips and additional trips that people have to get to but wouldn't have any other way of getting there. Let me talk a little bit about the day's activities. Strictly speaking, it's simply a matter of following the schedule and taking people who call in for appointments to the doctor, to the Morse Avenue Outreach Center for coffee, for whatever reason they want. And the idea, of course, is to get people out of the house, people who would otherwise have no means of getting out, who would be shut in. And to that extent, we're limited because we can only take people who are fairly mobile and who can climb up onto this bus. But that's where I come in, because I can assist people out of the house, and once especially I get to know their handicaps, I can be useful. You know, I can take some lady by the elbow and help her over the ice patches where she's terrified, and help her get onto the bus and point out the step for her. And for someone else who's very nearsighted or farsighted, I can guide them visually. And it becomes more than simply a matter of busing somebody. It's getting to know them personally, giving them a feeling that our staff cares about them as people rather than simply as clients. I'd say at least 50% of the people that we drive in the bus are going to doctors or have some going to some clinic. There's a medical purpose, and for these people, very often there are special considerations helping them in and out of the bus because they are less mobile than folks that are going to the JCC. Very often, those that are blind or partially blind, those that are walk with canes or walkers, that are arthritic, that need help getting in, that can't see the steps, and so on, that needs help getting down the stairs or from their apartments and into the bus. And this occupies a good deal of time.
How was your doctor appointment?
Well, I got to go with this one. He says he's experienced more. I don't know. Where's this doctor? Where's this doctor?
Nurse said you should call the clinic.
You're going to take me to the clinic?
No, you should call the clinic.
Yeah, call the clinic,
right,
like I said, and then let you know.
Yeah. What's the address of the clinic? What's the address of the clinic?
What's the address?
What's the address?
1555 Howard. Rogers Park Family Health Center.
When you call, you should ask them if it's in Howard Street or in Evanston or in Chicago. Ask them if it's on the Evanston side or the Chicago side.
When I call them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because over here the numbers are different from over here.
Oh, yeah.
You see. We take a lot of people to the Evaluation Service Center on Western Avenue. The functions that go on there that we transport people to are the psychological, legal, medical, and social ones. There are, of course, social workers who work from their offices there. There's intake that's done at Western Avenue office. On afternoons, several days a week, there's a psychologist or a psychiatrist that we make scheduled appointments with. The office is there as well, and Dr. Sokol, our resident doctor, along with the nurses, see people and do medical intakes there. Of course, our social service staff is located on the Western Avenue office.
Mrs. Levitt, my name is Miss Albert. I'm the intake worker you talked to over the phone.
Hi.
I understand that you're having a problem with your husband's illness right now.
Yes, he's been in the hospital for the last 6 weeks, and they say that perhaps he'll be released in a week or so, and I don't know how I'll be able to take care of him by myself.
What happened to your husband?
Well, he had a stroke, and he has made a little progress, but probably he'll have to have therapy and help in the house, and I don't know how I can tackle it.
Do you have any children who might be able to help you for the time being?
Well, I have a teenage daughter, but she's away at school, and I don't think she'll be able to come back home. Not at least until the semester ends. And I thought perhaps you can tell me what I can do so that it shouldn't be too hard for me to take care of him.
I want you to know, young fella, that the Norwich Center is a wonderful place.
Is it?
I'll write it down in big capital letters.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
We gained so much there. Even our health has been better since we joined there.
You don't think we got all these loans?
What do you do over there?
We have classes in psychology and in music and in drawing and in ceramics, and I do mostly everything. I take ceramics, I go to classes. We do dancing every Wednesday and Sunday. You should see us dance, the hot shot. What do they call it? Hot shot? Great place.
Very gratifying because it involves more than just driving around on the streets. It's getting to know and make friends with people who bring a great deal of personality and of history and of character to themselves and to all the people they touch. And I've made close friends with a number of people. Sophie Budd rides on the bus 2 or 3 times a week and goes to the Carlton Nursing Home on Wednesdays, sometimes on Fridays, to assist the patients. I think she's got her sewing machine there. She hadn't been on the bus for about a week, and I was a little concerned because I knew that her sister had died and there'd been the funeral in the family. So when I had a break in the day's schedule, I dropped on by. She always serves up very good cookies and tea.
When they woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I was like a wild woman. There was no way of me to get a taxi here.
They called you here?
They called me here that my sister was down.
Had you been there that day at the hospital?
She was home. She died home. I kept on nursing her. See, every other day was my part to go there.
You mean they sent her home from the hospital?
They said that they knew she was dying.
Yeah.
They knew, the doctor said she had a very expensive doctor, and he says, I did what I could for your mother. He was talking to my niece, and he says, there is nothing else to be done. So she was sent home. Now, she started losing her understanding, and she would talk, and she had some kind of a fear. She'd say, she started saying, I made it you, she says. I can't travel no more. What do the Germans want from me?
We're approaching the Montrose Urban Progress Center on Montrose Avenue, which is a multi-purpose social agency that services Uptown and Albany Park, Rogers Park, East and West. And at least once a week, I take people over on the bus to the Montrose Urban Progress Center. They come on Fridays and on Wednesday afternoons with the people who are going to Carlton. Carlton is right up here on the left. That's the nursing home. And a few blocks beyond it is the Montrose Urban Progress Center, so that while I'm dropping off the people who are doing friendly visiting here at Carlton, then I can take those people who have to go to the Montrose Urban Progress Center, which would either be for food stamps. That's where we take people who are signing up for food stamps. And this is something we've we've been working on in the last 3 or 4 months, finding people who need food stamps and who in fact do qualify for food stamps, and also folks who want to sign up for their CTA half-fare card. There is an outlet here for that. The bus has a number of regularly scheduled stops each week. We pick up groups and take them shopping at the local Jewel's and Dominic's grocery store. We go every morning to the Horwich JCC. We go twice a week to Carlton Nursing Home. We take people to the B'nai Zion congregation for Yiddish movies on Sundays. We go to Temple Mitzvah on Thursdays where there's a social function. We go to Weiss Hospital, to Bethesda Hospital, we go to Edgewater Hospital. I've taken people to the laundromat frequently. A lot of our trips are associated with other Jewish Federation agencies. There's always something going on at the Area Service Center on Morse Avenue. And recently, since it's opened up, we've been making trips, taking clients to the Weinfeld Group Living Residence in Evanston. One of the most important trips we make is the connecting trip between our bus and the bus service to Mount Sinai Hospital on the west side. Anyone who wants to go to Mount Sinai Hospital calls us, and we take them over to the Beth Shalom Temple. The bus arrives every day at 12:45 and takes them to Mount Sinai Hospital from there. This is very important because it allows us to link up with a service that can take people outside of Rogers Park, where we are bound geographically, and therefore broadens our services immeasurably. The bus is housed, so to speak, at the Area Service Center, where I come back to as a home base when I'm not otherwise busy in the community. And folks know that, so if they have a lot of shopping to do, they can meet the bus there in the afternoon and get a lift home. In addition, I've made it a point to be at the Area Service Center at 4:30 every day and take the latecomers that are still there home. And we've built up quite a crowd of folks who take advantage of that. The nurse on duty at the Area Service Center is available for anyone who needs immediate medical attention, or especially as a referral service for someone who is seeking other medical services and doesn't know where to go to find them.
So I'm getting little chest pains and nervousness and so forth, and I'd like to know if you would recommend me or take me.
When do you get this chest pain?
Well, I would say mostly in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly chest pains, but pressure.
Uh-huh. And how long does it last?
Well, 15, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. When was the last time that you saw a physician, Mr. Rudis?
Well, that's a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a doctor at the present time.
Is there any particular reason that you don't have a physician?
Well, just don't have it. I felt good all my life practically until the last couple of years, and I've seen several different doctors, but they're not my doctors, you know.
All right, I can make arrangements for physicians to see you from the Mount Sinai Hospital.
Well, I can't get there. I wouldn't even know how to travel. I don't drive.
Well, that wouldn't be any problem because
No.
the Council for the Jewish Elderly has a bus that can make arrangements to take you to the courtesy car that's from Mount Sinai Hospital, and that will take you over to the hospital.
Yes, but how do I get back?
The same way.
Meals on Wheels. There's a separate vehicle and a separate driver who work exclusively delivering hot meals, which are ordered from Parkview Nursing Home at 1400 California. And he goes down in the morning and picks up these kosher meals that are prepared daily and drives them back to Rogers Park, where they're delivered to people who for one reason or another cannot make their own meals, cannot get out to shop. Many of the people that need this service are shut-ins, or semi-shut in and can no longer prepare for themselves food and can no longer shop or cook or whatever. And so they request these Meals on Wheels. The point of this is, as with many other services, that without Meals on Wheels and without their being able to prepare food for themselves, they would inevitably and eventually have to be institutionalized. And our agency attempts to, as do the other Jewish Federation agencies, attempts to provide the services that can keep older people in the community, to keep them active and vital, instead of and in lieu of going into an institution, a nursing home of some sort or another. It's a kind of a new concept, one that we were trained for and geared for, as with the medical services and with the transportation service, the bus toting people around. The idea is to provide as many services as possible to the people in their community so that they stay in their community.